Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to Quality Shot Tennis. Today we've got the first round match between Gael Monfils and Thiago Seyboth Wielch. We just got underway here. Monfils with the early break, up 1-0. Let me fix things up a little bit here as we get started underway. All right, cool. Let me get everything going here. How's everybody doing? We're here to watch the Monfils match. All right, cool. Got the scoreboard going. How's everybody doing? The Rafa news lost his Zverev. He played amazing at almost 38 years old, but he really did play amazing. Zverev was playing out of his mind. It was always going to be a very tough, difficult match. Unfortunately, playing against one of the absolutely most in-form players. Monfils, he's been in pretty good form, I think, and he's always performed well at this tournament. He's reached a couple of semifinals here, and he had an incredible. Can add that word as many times you want to this match. Whatever. It's a great match. The one against Baez last year blew my mind. So we're here. Once again, Monfils first round taking on Thiago Seyboth Wielch. Flashy player. Both of them are. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe. So we got started underway here. Second game of the match. Serve from Monfils, out wide, that goes out. Second serve from Gael. Coming here. Serve into the backhand of the Brazilian, who hits a backhand wide. Monfils will, I like Monfils' draw to get to the third round. His issue is that if he gets to the third round, he's got a guy named Novak Djokovic, who he's played 19 times, I believe, and he hasn't won once. So, but that being said, you never know. You never know in tennis. And anyway, still be a great chance for him to win a couple matches here. We don't know how many more times he's going to play this tournament. I hope it's not the last one. It might not be. He's still playing rather a great game. So he's playing great. Just looking at his rankings, 37 in the world. I mean, they're only 30. That means they're like, regardless of his age or anything, there's only 36 players that are playing better than him at the moment. So it says a lot. It says a lot. I always enjoyed watching him on clay. I also remember Madrid about 8 years ago, I think 8 years ago, where Rafa beat Monfils in the final. Great drop shot from Thiago. Gets to 30 love. My prediction for this match, I'm going with Gael in straight sets. I'm going to say some like 7-6, 7-6, 6-4, something like that. 7-6, 7-5, 6-4. That's my prediction coming into the match. Let's see what all happens. We got a serve to the backhand of Gael, forehand of Thiago. Forehand of Gael, inside out, the backhand Thiago. Back to the forehand of Gael. Forehand Thiago. Forehand of Gael, backhand Thiago. Now down the line, forehand to forehand rally. Big forehand back to the backhand of Seyboth Wielch. Long rally. Seyboth Wielch blasts a forehand, but it goes out. Everything about a tennis match is uncertain before it begins, but I'll tell you what. One thing I know absolutely and 100% for sure is that the crowd is going to be wildly in the Monfils camp. The crowd is going to be hugely cheering for Gael. You can have no doubt about it. Serve out wide, backhand of Gael. Down the line, the forehand of Thiago. Forehand of Monfils, the backhand of Thiago. Monfils completely whiffs that. Get bad bounces on a clay court. How are you guys feeling about the Rafa news? I'm definitely down about it. I'm like kind of convincing myself that I feel good about it, but I felt bad about his draw. I mean, Zverev played unbelievable, out of his mind. It was amazing how close Nadal competed with him. I thought Nadal looked like a top 10 player in spades. At times, I thought he looked like a top 10 player, which shouldn't be fully surprising with Rafa and Klinger at Roland Garros. But it was great to see that he was playing at a high level. He had chances in the second and third set, big chances in the second and third set, but it just fell in the last few games like Zverev really took control. Zverev hit some crazy shots as well. It was a huge event. It felt like a final in a first round. And to me, it came down to this one point in the second set tiebreaker at 4-3, where they exchanged one of the best rallies of the match, and then Rafa out of the deuce side corner, he could have hit another topspin backhand, but he decides to hit this kind of weird drop shot, the kind of an escape out of jail card. Just insert an escape out of jail card there. Didn't escape. So we're from the forehand. So that to me felt like the first point of the match where I was like, that is something we definitely would not have seen from Rafa even 2 years ago, where he felt like he got tired and didn't. I'm not going to say didn't give 100% for the point. He did, but it felt like he wasn't able to give his usual 100% for that point. And to me, on such a big moment in the match, one of the biggest points in moments of the match, if not the biggest, honestly, in such a crucial rally, both them exchanging big blows against one another, I felt like, to me, at that point, I felt like Rafa, I wasn't sure he was going to be able to get it done. That being said, I loved his fight even in the third set. I knew it was coming, but I still loved it. And it was a great match. It was a great way to go out. He had some great shots. He really energized the crowd. I would have liked to see him play into some form. It was an unfortunate draw, but losing to the guy who just won Rome and played as well as he did in that match, not really a shame when you think about it that way. We could, I don't know. In some ways, we could have had worse scenarios. In other ways, I feel like this is one of the worst scenarios. But regardless, it is what it is. And Rafa played well, and I feel like we should be happy about that. If you're going to take the positive side, I am still down about it, though. It felt a little bit empty at the end, but Rafa played well. Serve Gael to the back end of Wielch. So that goes out. 15 all. Hey, what's up, Joe? How's it going? Good to have you in here. This is going to be a banger, I think. Yeah, we're going to see some great shots in this one, I think. I think the organizers knew what they were doing by putting this as a night match on the main stadium. But there's a lot of that in the air of, is this going to be Monfils' last Roland Garros? Is it going to be Wawrinka's last Roland Garros? Is it going to be Murray's last Roland Garros? Is it going to be Fognini's last Roland Garros? Is it going to be this and this and this and this? Dominic Thiem, Schwartzman, like, it's sad. I'm not saying this as a way of just being like, man, isn't this Roland Garros exciting? It's sad. This Roland Garros is sad. Also, it feels super wide open. This Roland Garros just feels weird. It has a weird vibe about it already. We've also seen tons of 5-set matches. Is it just me? The Australian Open was a lot of 5-set matches, but I feel like we've seen a lot already here too. I guess it's just the pattern now. I had a feeling about Bellucci watching that Tiafoe match in the second set that he was about to cause more trouble to Tiafoe than most people expected. Love to see Seyboth. He's up 2 sets love on Van Osh. Seyboth doing a little bit better recently. Shapovalov. Love that. Tommy Paul losing 5-6 games. I can do math. 2 + 3 + 1. 3-1 for Monfils, by the way. Quick start. Quick start here. They have played once before in the past, by the way, on the clay of Lyon, where it was Monfils who won in straight sets over Seyboth Wielch, who was a lucky loser at the time. Backhand of Wielch, the backhand of Monfils, forehand of Wielch, big, the forehand of Monfils. Great shot across court, forehand of Monfils. Down the line to the backhand of Wielch, forehand of Monfils again. Down the middle, forehand of Wielch, forehand of Monfils. Chipped, forehand of Monfils, cross court. Drop shot. Monfils runs, he's fast. Oh, he just missed it. They got there. He got there, though. But he missed it. 15 left. He got there and he missed it. Tommy Paul is the man. Yeah. Yeah, Paul's doing very well. Paul's doing very well. He's showing himself on clay courts. He's showing what he's made of. He should have always been this good on clay court. I guess he was back in the day, right? Roland Garros champion juniors. But I'm glad he's finally seeing the success. I want to see it on grass court too. This Tommy Paul is a dude who should be good on all three surfaces. He has some of the most potential for surface versatility of anybody of the Americans anyway. Forehand inside out. I mean, that's a great winner from Seyboth Wheels to get to 40 love. Tommy Paul is known as a hard court guy, but he's got crazy potential on the other two surfaces too. It's kind of annoying. By the way, good to see Monfils laughing with his box about something. Not sure what. But Monfils always enjoying himself out there. Always. Serve. Very good one out wide. 3-2. 3-2 for Gael. Looking like Sachary's new coach balance with David Witt is coming to an end. Is that what? I haven't even heard that yet. Is that right? I saw something about Zachary, but oh yeah, just because losing to Krachiva. Dang. Zachary should be one of the favorites coming into RG. I mean, not a top favorite. I mean, Coco and Elena, and I mean, she's not like she's in the second tier of favorites, but I'm just saying, like, on the WTA side, there aren't a whole long list of names, especially with Iga being such a big one at the top, that you're like, oh, they're one of the people with a chance to go to win Roland Garros. It's really just Swiatek, way ahead the pack, about 2 tiers above everybody else. Then you got Sabalenka, then you got Rybakina, then you got Coco, and then who else do you have? I mean, after that, you got like Pagula and Mira Andre, maybe if you want to be real out there, you know, or Zachary. Krajcikova lost. Zachary and Krajcikova both out. It's pretty crazy. If Zachary does lose this to Krajcikova. Big Foe lost a crushing tiebreaker. Yeah, I mean, Big Foe, I don't know what to think of Tiafa, man. Tiafa's been disappointing me, man. I mean, he had such a good run from that U.S. Open, then all the way to the beginning of the grass swing. Dude is so talented. And he was, I mean, good on grass, on hard court. He was playing so well, better than I expected him to find that quickly. And I just don't know. He doesn't look particularly, feels like mentally is not in it in the same way that he was. So, catch up with you all after Shapa Van Ash. All right, sounds good. See you later, Ghost. But yeah, I mean, Shapa looks like Shapa is going to be rather good. How dare you forget about Panko, Anthony? Yeah, I mean, Ostapenko as well. That's true. No, and there are a few, but it also just feels like, I mean, Zachary was rather close to the title almost a couple years ago. I mean, what was it? She had match point up on Krajcikova in the semis. Like, that was a chance for the whole title. So I mean, now that she seems like she's playing pretty well with David Witt. I mean, her loss to Sabalenka in 3 sets, that epic one, that was one of the best matches I've seen this year. She didn't play badly at all. Not to Sabalenka, to Rybakina. She didn't play badly at all. I mean, she's been playing well with under David Witt. So coming into Roland Garros, I would have thought that she has some momentum, but is what it is. Backhand, the forehand of Monfils. Forehand of Seyboth Wielch. Forehand of Monfils. Forehand of Wielch. That hits the top of the tape. 40-15. Let me know in one word, by the way, how you're feeling about that Rafa Zverev match. Let me know in one word. I'm going to say bittersweet. That's my word. I'm going to say bittersweet. It's great to see Rafa on the court again. But I do stand by the fact that no matter what, I would have liked to see him play more than one match. That was my kind of biggest wish coming into Roland Garros. So a little bit bittersweet, mostly for that in that way. Forehand of Monfils. Good shot. Cross score. 4-2. Svitolina watching on. We've had a lot of that today. We've had a lot of that. Svitolina watching Monfils. Had Sinner and Kalinskaya watching each other. They're dating now. We've had we've had a lot of that. A lot of players in for Rafa. Not in a relationship kind of way, but the form Djokovic was in, he must have been so glad he didn't draw Rafa. Rafa would have done huge damage to quite a few top seeds on today's form. I totally agree, Matthew. I totally agree. I don't know about Novak. I feel like Novak would have raised his level as well, to be honest, from what we've seen from him the last few events. If he was to play Rafa, I feel like he could have raised it up. I feel like a big thing for Novak is lacking motivation or the mental side, but I feel like if he was to play Rafa, it would be right back to where it was, especially trying to get revenge from 2 years ago. But I do agree that Rafa today he was a top 10 player. He played like a top 10 player in my mind, which is what made it kind of amazing. Backhand cross court, the backhand of Seyboth Wheelch, backhand of Monfils, backhand of Wheelch, backhand Monfils, back to the backhand of Wheelch. That's a great shot down the line. Forehand slice and the forehand of Wheelch. Big. How does Monfils get that? Backhand cross court, backhand Monfils. It's one of those points. Volley. Monfils is there. That's unbelievable. Y'all showed up for the magic show. Y'all showed up for the magic show. We already knew what we were coming in for. Paying high prices to see the Magic Man Monfils once again. That was a crazy point. That might be the best point I've seen this tournament so far. That was outrageous. Stolen. Because initially it was a great shot from Wheelch. He just gives a thumbs up. That was a crazy point. Rafa had some great ones too. I don't know where that ranks, but that to me, that might be the best point I've seen this tournament so far. That was outrageous. 24 shot rally. And about 6 or 7 of them were pretty unbelievable, including the last shot. I think that was the best point I've seen in the tournament so far. Monfils is just something else. So surprised Montero's getting crushed by Kecmanovic. They always have huge battles. Wonder if Montero's hurt. Montero's so up and down too, though. Didn't those guys just play? Am I wrong? Didn't those guys just play? Why do I feel like they just played each other? Because they did in Rome. Okay. Yeah, 8-6 and third set breaker. Montero won. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Montero, but I will say this. He's so up and down, Montero. I can never rely on him. Same thing for Kecmanovic. Kecmanovic is good on clay. So is Montero, of course, but I would not want to play Kecmanovic on a clay court. Especially this season. I feel like Kecmanovic is doing pretty well this season. I could be wrong, but if I was to look up last year's win rate for Kecmanovic, I could be totally wrong. But if I look up last year's win rate and this year's win rate, I feel like he's already doing better. I could be wrong, but I'm going to see. So he is 12, or wait, hold up. So he's not doing great, but he's 12-14 this year. It's actually 50% win percentage, 132 and 132, Kecmanovic. I don't want to look it up after this point. Back in cross court. That's in the net. Seyboth Wheelch still trying to keep it just the one break. One of the biggest things that people always notice about Wheelch is his serve. A lot of people compare it to Federer's. I kind of see it a little bit. Last year was 27-30. This year it's 12-14. So I don't know. It's probably about the same. But I think 12-14 is a little bit better. 12 out of 26 rather than 27 out of 57. Surely it's got to be better. A little bit. Forehand in the net from Wheelch. So we're at 40-30. Both these guys got some skills, but if you're coming into a match hoping that you can win on skill, you don't want Gael Monfils to be on the other side. Crowd falls dead silent as we get into this point. Serve from Wheelch. It really does look a bit like Federer's motion on it. Forehand down line, back into Monfils, back into Wheelch. Forehand to Monfils. Oh no, is Wielch injured? Wielch kind of did an awkward movement there. Okay, I don't know if he's injured. That's a bit strong word, but what was that? I hope not. Well, what was that? Wielch with kind of an awkward movement there. I hope he's not hampered. Monfils with a great forehand put away, by the way. Keep an eye on that. Forehand in the top of the net. Advantage to Monfils. Zachary won't even be in the second tier because she doesn't have the bottle to do something big in slams. Yeah, that's fair. I'm joking, Anthony. I don't think Penko could ever win RG, but you never know with Penko. Yeah, I mean, I just would not count her out. I also am interested by her at Wimbledon, but she's just never seems to perform well there, really. I don't know. I think she still got slam capabilities, to be honest. I don't want to completely discount her. I know she's very chaotic, but when she's at her best, she really is tough to beat. I mean, there's a reason she has a 4-0 record against Triante. Forehand. Backhand to Monfils. Back to the forehand of Wielch. Forehand to Monfils. Forehand to Wielch. That's in the net. Wielch just says, throw that away. 5-2. I don't know what that weird kind of motion, that weird kind of movement from Wielch was in the middle of that game. Hopefully nothing in terms of an injury or anything. But it looks to be fine. Looks to be moving fine. As it's 5-2 for Gael. I'm here for the Monfils Magic Show. Yeah, I love it. Me too. Is the arena packed? Yeah, it seems pretty packed. I mean, I can tell just from the crowd noise that it's pretty good. It's pretty good at the moment. I mean, France, I think, is 6 hours ahead of me, so it's like 9 p.m. there. Still a lot of people watching. It's a bittersweet time, man. It's a bittersweet time because this year feels like it's really capitalized and a lot of guys nearing the end. I mean, Schwartzman team announcing their retirements. I think Gasquet might stay around a while. I hope Gasquet. I mean, Gasquet looked awesome in his first round, and I said it even like 6 to 8 months ago. I think this guy is gonna break some records for longevity. I have no idea what's going on in his brain, but he can still play some mighty good tennis. He looks like he enjoys it out there. Listen, but you can crack a one-handed backhand winner like that, like Gasquet can. I'm sure it's a whole lot of fun to stay around. So. But yeah, anyway, I mean, you got Gasquet, Wawrinka, you got Monfils, you got Fonini, you got all these guys. They're just not sure how long they're going to stay around. Murray lost to Wawrinka. You just never know, man. You got Nishikori playing. Hope Raonic comes back, but I just think Raonic is going to end his career as the most underrated kind of player where he's going to, I just feel like he's going to be so forgotten. I don't know. But you have all these players, and I just hope as many of them as possible stay around. Wawrinka said he has no plans of retiring anytime soon, which is good news. Rafa looked great today, so I hope he doesn't pack it in. I mean, the Olympics are in a couple of months. It looks like he looks like he's got enough game in him to play for a little bit longer. I mean, people can pretend he's only all-time good on clay courts, but he's all-time good on hard courts at the very least too. So I'd love to see him play as much as possible before he puts the racket down. Forehand, that's in the net. So 15 all here. Monfils is the kind of player cannot be measured with how much big titles he won, considering the impact he's had on the sport. Yeah, I fully agree, Snehil. So please tell me if I'm mispronouncing your name, which I'm sure you are, which I'm sure I am, Snehil. But I fully agree. As Monfils hits a backhand to the net, 15-30. Monfils, like his name, he's so well known amongst the players, and he's one of the all-time talents, one of the all-time athletes, and just one of the he's created moments in the sport that very few players throughout history can make, which definitely sets him apart, right? And that does come from a Monfils fan. to be admittedly. But yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. And listen, he's had capabilities to become better than he was. He still had a great career, but it's pretty clear that, well, I don't know. Everybody has their own journey, their own. I mean, everybody just has the career that they have had. But with his talent, he definitely could have won many big titles. But either way, he still had a fantastic career, and he's one of the all-time fan favorites for a very good reason. And he can do crazy things on tennis court. I just make it a thing to never count him out, as he has a great forehand inside out. 6-2. I would love to see him have a great run here. I just don't really like his draw, Monfils, but with Djokovic there. But he's got Musetti in the next round. Musetti is tough out this tournament. He had a good win his first round against Gael, Colombian player. But I could see Monfils getting the win over Musetti. It's definitely within my capabilities of imagination. Have they played? It feels like they would have. I feel like they have. They played in Vienna in 2021. Well, Musetti was like 17, so I don't know. I don't know how much stake we can put in that. But Monfils won in straight sets. But I'd love to see Monfils have a run. I mean, Djokovic is less Djokovic-y than we've seen in a long time. And yes, you can quote that. Djokovic is less Djokovic-y than we've seen in a long time. By the way, I said earlier on stream, we've had so many 5-set matches. I just want to count them up real quick. Just saw Cameron Norrie lost. I saw that he was pushed to a 5th set. Wow, Norrie's out. To Kotov. I mean, Kotov stuff. That's a good draw for Wawrinka now. Wawrinka has Kotov instead of Norrie. Very good. Sinner could play Wawrinka and Gasquet back-to-back, very likely. I mean, well, Sinner's got a draw that keeps getting better and better. Sinner's got a draw that keeps on getting better and better. He's still got Sebastian Baez on the other side, but you saw Australia. I mean, Sinner should feel pretty good there. He's got Corentin Moutet, Shevchenko, Offner, Sebastian Baez, Kotov, Wawrinka, and Gasquet. That's his route to the quarters. Those are the players that potentially could play on the route to the quarters. Then in the quarters, he could have Dimitrov or Hurkacz or anybody else. No matter who he plays, it will be a player who has never reached the quarterfinal of Roland Garros before, trying to get to the semifinal for the first time. So Sinner should love his draw, honestly. But talking about how many 5-set matches we've had, we've had 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me see. We've had 10 completed 5-set matches, and I think there are some going on right now that might become 5 sets. Like Tiafoe Bellucci very likely seems like it's going to be a 5-setter. That'd be 11 already. I don't even know if I counted the Verdinen match, but that seems like it's going to be 5 sets for sure. A lot of 5-set matches. All right, we're getting underway here in the second set, as we are at 15 all. Serve out wide, forehand Monfils, forehand of Wielch, forehand of Monfils, forehand of Wielch. Down the line is a very good winner as he pulls the cord. Goes up the line big. Good stuff for 30-15. Both guys trying to play Musetti. Like I said earlier on stream, they played once before. It was Monfils who got the win a few years ago in straight sets. Backhand Monfils, the forehand. It's right off the line for Monfils, and it's 30 all. All right, here we go. Serve here from Wielch. Monfils, very quick first set, trying to keep it going in the second. Forehand rally. Forehand down the middle. The backhand of Wielch. Forehand to Monfils. Backhand of Wielch. Back to the forehand of Monfils. Forehand of Wielch. Forehand of Monfils. Cross court. Forehand of Wielch. Backhand cross court. Backhand of the Brazilian. Backhand down the line. Forehand slice of Wielch. Forehand drop slice of Monfils. The backhand of Wielch. That goes out. 30-40. Wielch with too many unforced. The UEs are way too many. Way too many. That's how Seyboth Wielch plays. I mean, he's not like a Gilles Simon type, okay? He kind of goes for it a bit more. A little bit more low percentage than a Gilles Simon. But, when he's at his best, it's great. When he's at his best, it's great. I believe he took out Kareem Hachnoff in either Indian Wells or Miami. He can play great when he's at his best, and he had a few good matches at the Australian Open as well. Backhand, that's in the net. That's not a shot you want to hit when you're down 30-40, and the other guy is trying to steal 100% of the momentum and go up a set and a break. That's not. You don't really want to hit a low percentage backhand big down the line early in the rally. Like, no reason to do that. No reason to do that. Just not a smart shot. The entertainer, yep. Can you imagine the aura he's got considering he's as one no slams, man? Wow. Yeah, well, okay, but also him and Grigor, neither guy has ever reached the final of a slam. And yet look at the popularity that they have. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy when you think about it that way. Then you think about guys who have only gotten to one slam final, like Nishikori and also Tsonga. Like, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy when you think about it. Like Dimitrov, Nishikori, Tsonga, Monfils. Like, all together, put all four of those guys together, Berdych, but especially the first four I named as well. Like, those first four guys, you put them all together, combined, they all just have 2 slam finals together combined. Yeah, they all have the aura that they have. Dimitrov, Monfils, Nishikori, Tsonga. That's pretty crazy. And that really shows a small pool of the players that the big four just didn't allow to have the success that they deserved, really. I mean, think about how talented Nishikori is. The guy never won a slam. People don't even talk about it that often. Nishikori and Raonic are kind of thrown to the wayside a bit more. Forehand, cross courts in the net. Dimitrov, part of the same generation, but he's kind of saving himself at the end here. And he seems like he's playing, I think, his 53rd consecutive Grand Slam tournament, which is an underrated stat. I mean, the guy just turned 33. He's played his 53rd consecutive Grand Slam tournament. That's pretty crazy. Guy's always around. He's playing the best tennis of his career. Pretty fantastic. Forehand cross court, forehand Monfils, down the line, backhand of Wielch. Forehand Monfils. That goes out, giving Wielch a chance here to climb right back into the set. As Monfils finds himself at love 40 with a couple of errors. We've gone here very quickly. We could get back evened out. We could get even back out in the second set. Back to even. First break point in the match for Wielch. He gets 3 of them. Forehand, the forehand of Wielch. Forehand Monfils. That's down the line is very good. I feel like Monfils plays his best tennis when he's attacking. I feel like a lot of time throughout his career, he's played too passively. I mean, it's a pretty simple statement to make, but it's one that I back. Like, I feel like a lot of times especially in key pressure moments, he becomes a bit too passive. When he's playing aggressive is when I feel like he's at his best. And I wish he would do that more often. I mean, it's great he's able to defend the way he does, but he also is such a great attacking player. Backhand big, the backhand wheels for a pass, backhand volley, hits the tape, goes in, slice. Monfils is there. That's a great point from Wielch. That's what I wanted out of this match. Some great athletic points. Two of the better athletes on the tour. Not the two best, but got to include Alcaraz and Sinner for sure. And still Joe at this point even. But two of the best. At least in that discussion. The French chef's been putting something in the UK players' food. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure, honestly. I think only Evans, Bolter, and Dart are left from the Brits. I don't see any of them getting through either. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, Evans, no. I mean, sorry. I mean, listen, I think a lot of the thing is a lot of the British players grew up practicing on grass. It's very different from clay, right? They don't, but I mean, Bolter's been having success. It'd be great to see her doing better. And yeah, I don't know what's up, but this hasn't been a very successful time for the Brits at the moment. When he's at his best, we know what happened last year. RG, completely agree. Yep. Yeah, great match versus Sebi Baez. Good drop shot from Wielch. You know what has happened to Berrettini? Dude played one challenger, won it, playing amazing, and I just don't know what's happened since. I don't even know. I do not even know. It's unfortunate. Berrettini says he's confident about being fit for the upcoming grass court season, which is great. He just says he's not quite ready to play 5-set matches. I don't know. I guess that's the latest. He lost to Kecmanovic in a not close match at all following winning that challenger, I think in Monte Carlo. Don't know if he's played a match since then. Has he? I don't remember seeing his name. I think he pulled out of Rome. Yeah, played Kecmanovic, Monte Carlo, lost 6-3, 6-1, hasn't played since. I mean, look at this draw. It wasn't even a challenger. It was a 250. I forgot. Not a challenger, 250. Beat Shevchenko, beat Munar, beat Sonego, beat Navone, and then beat Carballes Baena. That's a great tournament victory there. Just hasn't played since then. We're at 30 all here. French crowd trying to pull Monfils to do something here. Monfils wants any kind of chances as well, by the way, in playing in his against Musetti and then potentially against Djokovic. If he wants to back himself with any kind of chance there, then he needs to make these quick. I mean, I'm saying that knowing that against Novak at this point, you don't. I mean, against Musetti, he's got a shot for sure. Against Djokovic, many would argue he doesn't have a chance. But if he was to have any kind of chance, he wants to make these like 3-set matches to start off. That'd be ideal. Maybe a 4-set match versus Musetti if he needs it, but wants to make these quick. It is quick so far, just 42 minutes. It was like half an hour or less in the first set. It's a great shot down the line from Monfils, kind of a banana shot. Drop shots in the net. Just too late with the decision to the drop shot there for Monfils. So 40-30. By the way, have Monfils and Djokovic ever played at Roland Garros? They played a slam semifinal against each other at the U.S. Open. The first match they ever contested was at the U.S. Open, like 2005, 6? I think 2005, because it was like forever ago. Yeah, 2005. Okay, they played at Roland Garros in 2006. Djokovic won 7-6, 7-6, 6-3. They have not played at Roland Garros since 2006. It would be 18 years difference if they were to play in the third round. Just a fun fact. Throw out there. Monfils has to get through this one, though, first. I thought Wheelch would make this a battle. He still might. He still might, Joe. Let's see. Hey, what's up, Zara? How's it going? How's it going? Hello, everybody joining in. In terms of just whom you can't wait to watch, with all due respect, I think Monfils beats all the names you mentioned. Yeah, I mean, Alcaraz, Roger, Monfils, Rafa, maybe. I mean, those are the guys that most people would say. When you think of the top best players to watch, those guys rank. I mean, Roger probably number one for most, but including myself, I have to say. But yeah, Monfils absolutely. He tops that list. Doesn't top a GOAT list, but he tops that list. I will tell you something else crazy about Monfils, though. He does have a record. That's crazy, and a lot of people know this, but not everybody knows this. And trying to remember the exact stat because I want to get this right, you know. So I'm gonna figure it out exactly what the stat is before I say it because I don't have it exactly from the top of my head, and if I get it exactly, it's very impressive. It's a very interesting stat. But let me make sure I have it right. Let me make sure I have it right before I say it because it's a crazy stat. And it's a stat that you would expect like the big three, Rod Laver, those kind of players to have. That's what you would expect for the people at the top of the stat. You wouldn't expect Gael Monfils or, you know, you wouldn't expect a guy who's never been top 5 to have this stat. Let's put it that way. Although Monfils has been great. He's been fantastic. Okay, yeah. So here's the stat. Monfils is tied for the second most consecutive seasons at least reaching one ATP final. Monfils is tied for the second most consecutive ATP seasons reaching an ATP final. He's tied with Jimmy Connors, right? He's tied with Jimmy Connors. Roger is number one. Roger is number one with 20. He's tied with Connors at number 2. Maybe Rafa as well. I can't recall. Maybe Rafa as well. But he's tied for 2. Number 2 of anybody ever. And he's in front of Djokovic for the time being because Djokovic hasn't reached a final this year. So, number 2 ever. Monfils is number 2 ever in terms of most consecutive seasons reaching at least one final with 19 straight. If he gets to a final this year, which he still could, then he'll be number 1. Period. At least in the Open era. I think in the Open era. Since 1968. Maybe Ken Rosewall did it or somebody like that, which is very valid as well. But in the Open era, at least, Gael could be number 1 if he gets to a final this year. He's still at least number 2, which is insane. He's only behind Federer. So that just shows how long Monfils has been around, you know, still having some great results. And that's a big stat for anybody. But it is Seyboth Wheelch who breaks as Monfils hits a backhand into the net. 3-1 for Wheelch. He does seem to make this a bit of a contest. Wheelch breaks with 3 break points. Hey, what's up, Maynor? Good to have you in here. Zachary lost again. Oof, yeah. Sad to see that. She can't figure out how to win slams again. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, she never did win the slam, but she had chances. I just don't know. I don't know what to think with Maria. Because she started playing well when she started getting with David Witt in the Sunshine Double. So I thought it was a start or something. But nope. Apparently not. Backhand goes out from Wheelch, 15-all. But Seyboth Wheelch, it feels like he's going to continue to just go for it. And Monfils has played the better tennis so far in the match. Was it this year's Australian Open where it seemed like Seyboth Wheelch had a few good results? I think it was this year's Australian Open. Could be wrong. Okay, no, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. He almost came back against Rublev when Rublev was up 2 sets to love up. That is what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I didn't get to catch that one. I only caught the highlights afterwards, but I caught just bits and pieces, small bits and pieces. Come on from Seyboth Wielch as he tries to pump himself up, keep this lead. Crowd is going to be fully rooting for Gael. Be a great match in the second round between Musetti and Monfils. Age difference of, I think, like 17 years or something. Forehand cross court, the forehand of Wielch back in Monfils. The backhand of Wielch goes wide. Dirty all. 30 all. A chance for Monfils to break back. So it's been very erratic. There's been no rhythm in this match whatsoever. There's been very little to hold on to, except for the fact that Monfils is, for the first, let me think. For the first, 11 games of the match has been playing very well. That's the only real kind of consistent thing that we've had going on. Forehand cross court, forehand and Wielch. Another erratic error. That and erratic errors from Seyboth Wielch. It's another one off the forehand. I mean, he's just going for winners early. He's kind of doing Basilashvili style. Not everybody knows Basilashvili style. Because also that's a term I just made up. But you know what I mean. Basilashvili goes for broke almost every shot. But sometimes. Often. That's what it looks like anyway. And it just feels like Seyboth Wielch has kind of been reading his strategy book. Forehand inside out, backhand lob defensive from Monfils. Forehand, Gael gets it because of course he does. Forehand cross court, Monfils slips up a little bit. Still gets there. Forehand. I mean, only Monfils is getting these shots are ridiculous. Backhand cross court. Forehand to Wielch. Forehand to Monfils. I mean, come on. How was Monfils? I mean, great point from Wielch to still be able to pull it off from the end. Very, very, very impressive. But I will have to say, how does Monfils hit those shots? Like, he's okay. Here's the thing about it. This guy's almost 38. He's athletically to be able to maneuver your body like that, still have that kind of a foot speed as well. Have the vision to put yourself into those positions time and time again, not lose your balance. At almost 38 years old, is a great forehand winner from Wielch as he gets to advantage. I mean, how is Gael doing that? Also, he's not hitting super short lobby slice defensive stuff. He's going over. He's hitting topspin shots from way back behind the court to shots it looks like shouldn't even be getting to, which is kind of phenomenal. But it is Wielch with a great service winner down the T who gets the 4-1. All right, looks like we got a contest, Joe. That's what you're looking for. Hey, what's up, Ghost? How am I watching the match? I'm watching the match through a VPN. Watching it through a site called Skybet and VPN. So that's how I'm checking it out. It's kind of good. If you have, yeah. Anyway, since 2021 U.S. Open, Zachary hasn't passed the second week of Grand Slam. I mean, wow. That's right? Jesus Christ. Is that true? That's a mind-blowing stat if that's right. I mean, I believe you. Jesus Christ. That's crazy. Oh, my Jesus Christ. That is crazy. Oh my God. 10 was straight slams. She hasn't reached the quarterfinals. Oh my God. Literally, no. Hold up. Jesus Christ. Wait, 1, 2. 9 straight slams. She hasn't reached the quarterfinals. No, 10 straight slams. She hasn't reached the quarterfinals. 9 straight. She hasn't even reached the second week. She's lost in her first 3 rounds in 9 straight slams. Maria Sakkari, wake up. Wake up, Maria Sakkari. She is too good to be playing around. She should be having way better results than this. Quite clearly. It's frustrating. That's a crazy stat. I wasn't even close to thinking about Sakkari's slam results in that way. I thought she surely had some quarterfinals, fourth rounds sprinkled throughout there, if not maybe a sneak semifinal, but at least a quarterfinal. Wielch goes for a tweener, but he misses it. Both these guys not afraid to go for trick shots or some crazy shots. That was really the only shot Wielch had, as he kind of got caught in between there. Monfils had hit this awkward jumping volley. It looked like it was going to go cross court, and it kind of lands down the middle. I think Monfils mishit it just a tiny bit. We're at 30 love for Monfils. Wielch taking a lot of time here as it's Monfils serve. Don't know what Wielch is doing here. Serve from Monfils. The forehand of Wielch. Forehand of Monfils. That goes out. 30-15. Very little rhythm in this match so far. Having a hell of a time finding it. Yeah, hopefully that answers the question if you can get that. Wow, Mainware, that's crazy. Yeah, crazy for me. It's on Eurosport for me. That's an even better one, probably. To the Americans, how are y'all using NBC to watch this match? Yeah, is it not being showed through Peacock? Eurosport through Discovery Plus. Not sure if it's available through Disney Plus. Through Discovery Disney Plus. Discovery Plus in the US. Okay. Big Foot forces fifth set. I think like the 12th. It's on Peacock in the US. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's like the 12th. I think it's like the 12th 5-set match. Just knowing how difficult it is to watch tense matches. Yeah. Even just thinking about that Baez versus Monfils match, like goosebumps. Like I still can't believe he actually did that, even by Monfils standard, man. I agree. I mean, he had a similar comeback earlier in the year. If you know what I'm talking about, please remind me. But I can't remember the exact match or player. I didn't watch it live, but I only caught the highlights afterwards, which reminded me of it. He had a crazy comeback against Nishikori in Canada a few years ago. I mean, he's done crazy stuff, but that Baez one was to me, for better or worse, in the first round, the defining kind of Monfils match. It was brilliant. Serve Monfils out wide, forehand of Monfils, a high forehand of back in Monfils for a pass. He hits in the net though. 30-40. It just feels like Monfils is less rock solid now. He is finding himself too far back behind the baseline as well. Felt like earlier in the match, he was a little bit more dictating, not this passive, not this much finding himself far behind the baseline. Forehand, the backhand of Wielch, forehand of Wielch, cross court, forehand of Monfils, drop shot. Backhand Wielch, drop shot, backhand of Monfils for a pass. Forehand Wielch is there, but he misses it. Too much pace on the shot from Monfils as Wielch hits it wide. Already paying 109 for Tennis Channel, plus now I got to fork over more for 9 matches on Phillips Australia, I guess. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I agree with you. I mean, how's the sport going to grow if we put it behind a paywall? I mean, behind a huge paywall. The best thing would be is to put it on the main channels like ESPN, CBS, ABC. I think ABC is going to be showing the U.S. Open, which is awesome. That's a great volley from Monfils. Back to advantage. So yeah, I just don't know. But yeah, another thing I will say, Snehal, is that even though he's not on the level of those guys I was mentioning earlier, like Nadal, Federer, Djokovic, Connors, for me, I have a thing with myself is to just not count Gael out, no matter what. And there are very few players that I would say that about who are outside of the main kind of top players. Forehand, that's a great flick from Wielch. Some good skill from both these guys happening at the moment. We are at deuce. Daniil's wearing pants. Isn't that cold in Paris? And long sleeves. I don't know. I haven't heard that, but I heard that it's been cold coming in. So I heard that. I guess it is. 4.5 volley. Kind of hard to believe. You don't see the players in pants very often. Yeah, he's taking on Dominic Koepfer. Dominic Koepfer played one of my personal favorite matches that happened at Roland Garros against Roger Federer. Don't know why I said his first name, as if y'all wouldn't know who I'm talking about if I just said Federer, as if there are multiple players named Federer. But his match against Federer in 2021 was an awesome match to watch. Back in Monfils, down the lines in the net, back to deuce. Don't know why they call it Discovery Plus, because I never discovered anything interesting on it. It's a good one. Sure, Anthony Basilashvili style is my bank account password. All right, fair enough. My footwork is great. I just have trouble hitting the ball. Yeah, that's fair too. The footwork and speed is the main thing in tennis, I think. That's what I always tell people who I'm hitting with too, who are just getting into the sport. I think there's nothing more important in tennis than footwork and speed. But hitting the ball isn't all that important in tennis when you really think about it. Yeah, I mean, well, okay, yeah, hitting the ball is the most important thing. But in terms of getting to the point where you're hitting the ball well, there's nothing more important than footwork and speed. Back in cross court, Monfils back in the net. 4-2. Monfils stays alive in this set. I still reckon he feels like he can win the set. He's down one break. Wielch is a great server. We'll see what happens. How's the sport going to grow if we put it behind a paywall? Preach. Absolutely. He has done comebacks, but the way he was cramping to do the comeback was mad. Yeah. All of the winners from down 0-4, 30-40. He lost the fourth set like 6-1 as well to a 20-year-old rising clay quarter, cramping, hobbled over, hit so many stunning winners. He was down 3 breaks in the fifth. People don't realize just how nuts that match is. One of the craziest, I think, of all time. Forehand of Wielch, the forehand of Monfils. Forehand of Wielch cross court, the forehand of Monfils, forehand of Wielch. That goes out. Love 15. Love 15. That and the Nadal Medvedev comeback are two of the best comebacks I've seen in a long time in recent years. The Nadal Medvedev comeback much more, well, maybe better, but also just much more stakes on it. I think the Nadal Medvedev comeback is probably the greatest of all time, if you can't include the stakes on the match and what it meant. For Medvedev, who's completely in his peak and prime, a hardcourt specialist at his best, much younger than Rafa. Rafa coming off of COVID, Rafa coming off of an extended injury period, hadn't won the title in 13 years. Looked completely out of it against Chapo in the fourth round. I mean, there's a million things you can name to get the slam record, to get the double career Grand Slam. I mean, down 2 sets to love, and was it 2-3 love 40? Looking like he's just completely out of it. That one might not be beat. At least not for a long, 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 long time. Serve from Wielch coming here at 15:30. Monfils with half, or I'd say just a chance here. Backhand kind of lays it in. That's a great forehand. Put away. Not enough for Monfils. If he was going to kind of just lay it in, he has to be closer into the court, because that just stood up for Wielch and was left very short. Listen, sometimes it's about the explosive power now from the back of the court, that if you're just, I don't know, if you're, it's about finding a short ball and then finding control of the court, and you can't be just letting the other player take control from that right off the get-go. That's another one that Wielch can pummel a little bit. Monfils defending, but it's another short ball. It's going to be too much. It is too much. Wielch with some good forehands. He gets to 40-30. A point away from 5-2. By the way, guys, please don't forget to subscribe if you are new to Quality Shot Tennis. Backhand, that's in the ground. So 5-2 for Wielch. 5-2 for Wielch. By the way, your favorite player is Nadal, right? No, Rafa is not at the top of my favorites list. I do like Rafa, but Roger is my favorite ever. He was the first match I ever really sat down to watch was Federer Roddick in 2009 Wimbledon that I really enjoyed. I mean, just a diehard fan of Federer, honestly. Um, I mean, I've felt some crushing defeats watching him, and I felt huge highs watching him as well. And I just felt like he was such a genuine kind of passionate player, and just I don't know, just experiencing those emotions along with him was really gratifying as a fan. And also just the way he played was so unique. For me, Federer is my favorite ever. And then after Federer, you know, after Federer, it's a completely different level. But Del Potro, it's a bunch of retired players. Sampras. On the women's side, a player like Monica Seles, player like Aggie Radwanska back in the day. I really enjoyed Ana Ivanovic, Venus Williams. But current players, I'd say Jannik Sinner, Carlos Alcaraz, also Andy Murray. I do like Djokovic as well, honestly. For me, I'd probably would say I like Djokovic more than Rafa, but I'm very unique in that I like all three, but Djokovic and Roger are probably my top two. I do enjoy Rafa as well. Have huge respect for him and what he's done. Um, I do like all three. Um, but and then and Andy is one of my absolute favorites. But I'd say at the top of the list at the moment, probably Rybakina, Sinner, Alcaraz, Casper. Those are the top. Yannick is my top guy. Outside of Yannick, and I'd say Murray as well, there's nobody really there that I feel as strongly as I did for, Federer, I would say. Also Ivanovic, I was quite a big fan of. Um, but still, I mean, there's a lot of players I enjoy a lot, and there's very few that I dislike. Back in the day, I'll be honest, there were quite a few that I didn't like. Like I mean, I don't want to name names, but there are quite a few back in the day that I didn't like very much, honestly, as a fan. So there are very few like that nowadays, especially recently. There are quite a few number of players that I used to not like who I like a bit more now. Like I'd say Tsitsipas is one of those guys. I'm not a fan necessarily. I'm not, but I do like the guys on the tour. I appreciate that all of these guys are there for the most part. For the most part, not all, but for the most part. All right, we're here at 5-3. Seyboth Wields serving for the second set. Let's see if we get another Monfils Baez match, or at least if we get a 5-setter or a close contest here. It's been a very weird rhythm match in terms of rhythm. It's been very quick as well, hour and 7 minutes. So Wields serving for the set. So he has a great serve down the tee. Wields does have a very, very solid serve. He's got a great game, Wields. I mean, just in general. It's the consistency for him, right? I think that's a big thing. This is consistency levels from when I've seen him. It's just playing high IQ, consistent. It's kind of the big thing, shot selection. Forehand Monfils, the forehand of Wields, inside out, back into Monfils. The back into Wields, back into Monfils. Back into Wields, cross court, back into Monfils. Back into Wields, back cross court, back into Monfils. Scoops it up, forehand to Wields. Forehand to Monfils, gets it. Forehand to Wields, inside out is very good. 30 love for the Brazilian. Okay, Federer, nice. Yes, Nihil. Wasn't Zverev's court case this month. Yeah, Zverev's court case is this month. So, I mean, that's something as well to talk about. It's important to talk about that Zverev has some real serious, obviously, on-court allegations going on as well. So, I think it's important to bring that up. So yeah, that's happening as well later in the month. That goes out. So Wields wins the set. 6-3. Well, I will look over the stats. They are still allegations at the moment, and it's important to bring that up as well. But yeah, the court case will be later in the month. So. All right, set 2 stats. Here we go. Yeah, first serve percentage, very good serve stats from Wielch. I mean, even 56%, 5 out of 9. He didn't have to hit a whole lot of second serves. Even that's pretty good. Over 70% first serves in is fantastic for Wielch, especially with the solid serve he has. Break points saved in the match. In the set, Monfils was broken twice. Wielch saved 1 out of 2. But the most important thing to take out of that is the fact that they both have the same 50%, but Wielch only gave Monfils 2 chances, whereas Monfils gave Wielch 4 chances. Winners to errors, yeah, that's about it. That's probably accurate. It seems accurate. These winners to error stats are usually pretty inaccurate for the rest of the events, but for for the Grand Slams, they feel pretty accurate. And yeah, 11 winners to 8 errors for Wielch. By the way, let me look at that compared to set 1. Sure, it's going to be night and day. Yeah, 7 winners, 11 unforced. And look at how night and day it is for Gael, by the way. I mean, first thing, there are quite a few things here that are very important to name. First of all, Wielch 3 out of 8 on second serve points won. It's pretty important. Another thing is look at the winners to unforced for Gael. 7 winners, 3 unforced in that first set. Set 2, I believe it's 8 winners, 9 winners, 11 unforced. So very, very different. 3 unforced errors in the first set to 11 in the second set. And yeah, the other thing is the break points converted, which is look, Wielch didn't have a single break point in the first set, and Gael converted on both of his. And then yeah, if you look at that here, 2 out of 4 for Gael, and Wielch. Sorry, let me see. Break points converted. Where's the break points converted? Break points converted. Wielch got 4 chances, broke on 2 occasions, and Gael was only able to break once. So yeah, big night and day differences from the first set to the second set. Wielch doing better on second serve. He's doing better to give himself chances on the return of serve, and he's doing better at getting the winners to errors ratio better. Meanwhile, Gael is hitting many more errors than he was in the first set. So those are the biggest key differences. Game on now. We will get the first 5-setter on QualityShot. Yeah. Let's go. I think it could be 5 sets. I think it could be 5 sets. I've actually done very few completed 5-set matches for QualityShot tennis, period. I've done very few. 5-set matches are my favorites. I've done very few. I did Monfils Baez last year, but that one I didn't call the first set because we were having technical difficulties. I just couldn't get things to work. So I didn't call the start of that. Wimbledon, I don't think I did a single 5-setter. I did Murray versus Seyboth, but I didn't get to call the 5th set because of curfew. So I didn't get to do that one either. Same thing for Fritz Hampman earlier in that tournament. The ones later, there are a lot of straight sets matches like Runa Alcaraz and Berrettini versus, I can't remember who, Alcaraz maybe. And then US Open, I did one for the first time. It was Zverev versus Sinner. And then I did Medvedev versus Zverev at the Australian Open. Those are the only 2 completed 5-set matches that I've done. So I'd like to do a lot more for the channel because 5-set matches are my faves. I love watching 5-set matches, epic 5-set matches. Nothing beats the best of 5 format. And another great thing about it is that you don't have to watch it the whole time. I mean, you don't have to watch the whole time, but you got the best of 5 is the best of tennis. And you know, even considering, I don't know about considering, but even really seriously thinking about taking away the best of 5 format would be the biggest mistake the sport could ever make in terms of detracting from the quality. Because best of 5 is the best of tennis. It is tennis, and I will always, you know, always back it. Mizalik won if you care. I haven't really seen Mizalik play. I've seen his name before. but I haven't seen him play. I was almost about to ask you who's next for you after Federer. I understand. I don't know if I'll ever get connected to a player like I am to Novak. Yeah, that's cool. I like Novak too, but yeah, Roger, I don't. I just never will get connected to another player like Roger. I just know that. I guess I don't know what the future has, but he's my favorite athlete of all time. So, Cameron decides to suicide. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh, nice, nice. Kind of remember he was something. What is wearing is hideous. Yeah, I saw a funny tweet earlier that not Medvedev, but that Carlos. I actually thought Yannick's outfit was okay. Carlos's is obviously not great, to be honest. But I saw somebody saying that their sponsors thought they were going to pull out, so they didn't spend a whole lot of time in their outfits. Don't know how true that is, but I thought it was funny. I haven't seen many players rocking outfits that I like a whole lot, to be honest. Forehand return, forehand Wheelch, big. Forehand Monfils goes for a pass, but it's in the net. It's been a really weird match. What is this roller coaster? I don't even know. I don't even know. This is so weird. There's no rhythm in this match. But it does feel like Monfils has completely dropped off here. I mean, Monfils matches are weird in general. There's always something strange going on. Serve down the tee, backhand Monfils, the forehand of Wheelch. It's a great shot. Honestly, didn't get a whole lot of sleep because I'll be honest, I totally forgot that the Nadal Zverev match was happening as early as it was until like late last night. I thought it was happening. I thought it was like the latest night match. I thought it was going to be happening, or maybe like I thought it was like right before this. I thought it was going to be at like noon. I didn't realize it was at 8:45 in the morning where I'm at. That's a great forehand winner from Wheelch. When Wheelch hits his best shots, he looks like a top guy. I will say that much. But it is about the consistent level. Forehand winners in the match so far. Wheelch is at 13. Monfils is at 7. But yeah, it was like way too late when I realized that this match was happening earlier. I just thought it was at like 12 for some reason, and it was like 11:30. Like it was way too late, and I checked what time the match was happening just to be like it's at 12, right? Because I had like a split second where I was like, wait, is it not at 12? And then I remembered I was like it's at 8:45. And then I went straight to bed and tried to sleep, but I honestly didn't get a whole lot of sleep because I had something else I was doing and then I just didn't sleep for a little bit. So anyway, is what it is. But I was happy I saw that Nadal's favorite match. Backhand Monfils down the line. That goes out. Love 15 here. This does remind me of the Baez match in terms of the fact that there were a lot of kind of ups and downs in that match. I mean, completely different match here, but it does remind me of it a little bit because I do remember moments there where it looked like Monfils just completely dropped off in level, and then he would then later find his best form again almost out of nowhere. So we'll see if he can do that. Just feels like he's not even expending that much energy in a weird way. I don't know if that makes sense, but it feels like he's got some energy left in the tank that he's just not using at the moment. That's my feeling. We'll see if it's accurate. Forehand of Wheelch goes out. Stern forehand of Wheelch, forehand volume on Feast. That's confidently put away, 40-15. But it's just sad. All of the fan favorites in particular are putting down their racket, it feels like, or at least are close to the end. I mean, we had Roger go out. I mean, all the players I mentioned, I don't know who I'm going to miss the most out of all of those guys, but certainly Monfils. I hope Monfils plays along a while still. That's a ridiculous shot from Wheelch. That's a ridiculous shot from Wheelch. That reminds me of like a, it sounds weird to say, but it reminds me of like a shot you'd see, like, you'd like see on your YouTube recommended like best shots from the Challenger Tour, and like all of them are like miles better than any shot on the ATP Tour for whatever reason. I don't know why, but it just reminded me of that for some reason. Just like the shots you'd see on there, like that was a crazy shot, just out of nowhere. Wilch is a big talent. Forehand to forehand a Wilch. Forehand Monfils inside out, back in a Wilch, cross court, forehand Monfils. Back in a Wilch. That goes out. So 2-1. Monfils does get the hold. Looks like scuba dive suit. Oh wait, I gotta check this out. Hold up. I gotta see what you're talking about here. 1 second. I need to find that. By the way, Medvedev, nobody's really talking about Medvedev as of like a favorite for this tournament. I'm not saying I think he is, but if I'm just saying the draw is super depleted, and Medvedev is a crazy special kind of player. So just seeing the fact that nobody is bringing up his name is a little bit weird to me. Also, yeah, I don't what is Medvedev wearing? What is Medvedev wearing? Jesus, that looks so weird. I don't know. That's one of the weirdest outfits I've seen player wear all year. Really enjoyed Cope first game. I wouldn't mind seeing him do something against Medvedev as well, to be honest. Although I do want Medvedev not to lose first round 2 years in a row, preferably. Had a chance to talk to him in Atlanta. He was very nice. 15 love for Wielch. Serve here from Wielch at 15 love. First serve in the net. Yeah, started doing better on the second serve. Thiago. Kick serve, the back end of Gael. Forehand of Wielch. Hits the tape, goes back in the side. 15 all. Forehand into the back end of Gael. Forehand Monfils. Forehand of Thiago, back end of Gael. Forehand of Wielch. Forehand of Wielch, big. That goes out. 15-30 for Monfils. All right, here's a chance to get back to even. I just feel like Monfils is going to throw his all into this game, to these points right here. You like to say that players are always giving their 100% the whole match, but even if it's subconscious, sometimes it's more. Sometimes it's drifting. It's like 92%, 93%, 94%. Like, you know what I mean? Right now, he really probably is going to give us 100. Runs around forehand, hits a forehand return, forehand. The back into Monfils now. We're back in neutral. Back into Monfils. Cross court's a great angle. Back into Wielch. Back into Monfils. Back cross court. Back into Monfils again. Getting some great angle on these. Forehand cross court. Forehand Wielch. Forehand's a drop shot. Monfils. Okay. Back in slice. Back in Monfils for a pass. Let's go, Gael. Stand up. Playing in front of the home crowd, the friends and family, and all of his countrymen and women. That was a great pass there. Trying to perform at his best. Trying to perform at his best. Man, you love a Grand Slam. There's so much at stake for all of these players. Especially after we had a Grand Slam like the last one, where Medvedev and Sinner was the final. And Djokovic lost in the semis. The Australian Open. So there's some unpredictability, especially the way we've come into the event. Just feels like there's something on the line for each one of these players because you never know. Jari just reached the final of Rome. Lost first round to Mute. You don't know, right? You don't know. This is why I love tennis. I hope the unpredictability factor really does some damage here. Hope we see some unpredictability. Haven't even heard of Kovalik, by the way. Beat Marcos Giron 7-6 in the fourth set. Qualified into the tournament. Haven't even heard of that guy. Interesting. Where do I find the qualifying on Wikipedia? I don't even see the qualifying draw. They usually have it. All right, we got another break point coming here for Monfils' second serve. We'll see if Monfils runs around the back end again. He's like standing in the middle of the tram line, leaving the down the tee way open. Wheelch does go out wide. That's going to be too good. Oh, Monfils falls over. What just happened? Oh, Monfils hurt himself. Monfils feeling out his hand. Because all the things behind the court, it's kind of ridiculous. There's so much stuff behind the court. Yeah, I tripped over that thing. Oh, man. Okay, I think he's going to be okay. I think. Just look from an eye test, but it's hard to say. I mean, why do they have the things on the court where listen, the players are playing further and further back. You got guys like Medvedev, Rafa, and Gael standing so far back behind the baseline. We got to just move everything. It's not really optimized for the players. Anyway, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't look like a whole lot of space behind the court to work with. We're playing on clay courts. I don't know. At least there's not a car. At least there's not a Honda Civic. Serve out wide is a let. I'd be mad a little bit. First serve is a let. Another serve coming here from Wheelch. First serve in the net. Not making a whole lot of first serves is the Brazilian. Big moment in this match. Back end of Gael. Up high at the forehand of Wheelch. Forehand of Gael. Inside out. Back end of Wheelch. Forehand of Gael. The back end of Wheelch. Forehand of Gael again. Backhand of Wheelch. That goes out. So advantage to Lamont. Yannick looks weird. The colors doesn't work. Okay, yeah. Monfils knows Wheelch is a serious player. Monfils can actually lose if he's not playing well. Absolutely. Yeah. Alcaraz weird just because of the shorts. Let me review the kits again. Let me have another look so I can remember exactly. But I remember I just thought it looked a little weird. I agreed with the Twitter Gen Z folks. Like it was not a good kit. Yeah, the yellow shorts, it did not work. It doesn't work for me. It does not work. It does not slay. Just trying out new kind of Gen Z slang. It's not a great kit. I don't love the Alcaraz kit. That out. Monfils fist bumps. Monfils back in it. 2-2. 2-2. Fist bump for Gael Monfils. Svitolina watching on. We're all tied up in the third set. Gael put on a more serious face. And we're back tied up. Kit itself looks beautiful. It's a black thing underneath. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Tits Boss chose the ugly kit option of Adidas and went for it. There's been a lot of weird stuff, yeah. And they're so close to the camera like shampoo. And they have question time for you. Tell me when you are ready. All right, give it to me, Manor. Give me the questions. This is the Wheelch that beat Medi at RG last year after he won Rome. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's a tough player. Tough customer. Is the Brazilian. Monfils been handling him okay so far. This is set up. I mean, those were two of the most talked about, probably the two most talked about first round matches last year. Was Monfils versus Bias and Seyboth Wheelch versus Medvedev. Here we are, all tied up in the third. And Seyboth Wheelch hits the shot long, so we're at 30 love. Monfils with a 219 kilometers an hour serve. He's already back at the line. Not taking much time at all is Gael. Hour and a half into the match. No matter what happens, we're not going to end with it's not going to be a very long match, even if we go 5 for a 5-set match. It seems like we're playing at a very quick pace. We're not having a whole lot of long rallies. We had a phenomenal 24-shot rally early on in the match, but we haven't had a whole lot of those. In fact, I'd love to know the stats for for 2 to 4 shot rallies, 4 to 6, 4 to 7, 9 plus. I'm sure a lot of them would be like under 4 shots or whatever, or at least like under 5-6 shots. Wheelch with a big forehand cross court. That's a great shot from Wheelch. 30 all. Is the RG website responding for all of y'all? Won't load on my end. Let me see. Gael comes to net. Back in volley. Very good. And a big point there. Gael, just by his absolute, just barely in the lead here in the third set. Just barely in the lead here. He's at 40-30 at 2-2 in the third. Roland Garros website. Let me see. RolandGarros.com. There's .org. Roland Garros. Huge let's go as Monfils pulls it out to 3-2. It's 2-0 Wheelch with chances. What did I say? What did I say at 2-0? I said it looks like Monfils is not expending all the energy he has. He's got more to give. That was it. That was it. And it was just enough. Just enough. He just clawed his way through. And that's powerful, man. That's powerful. If you're still surviving at 75% and just hanging in there, and just before you know it, you give that extra 25%, guess how much 25% is in tennis? It's a lot. And I don't even think Gael went to 100 there. I think Gael went to 90 or 95. I think Gael went to 95. I think he had 5% more there if he needed it. I've seen that 5% come out before, like against Bias last year. The last resort 5% of his tank. All right, I'm a little bit behind chat, so let me catch up here. For me, the RG site seems to be working, but it's okay for me. Zero, yeah. It doesn't slay. Fair enough. Party 1, nice. What's your thoughts on Sinner Colin Sky dating thingy? I don't know why I'm not vibing it. Plus the fact Colin Sky used to date Kyrgios before it makes him uncomfortable for me. I don't know. I don't care who, like, I don't, anyone can date anyone. I don't mind. Like, it's their personal thing. I will say their personalities, from how they portray it, how they seem to the media, seem very similar to me. I will say that's similar. They're both professional players, so they have a lot to relate to each other to. They don't have to worry that somebody is just with them for their money or their fame or for the notoriety, for the attention. They both have players that they relate to, are traveling around on the same tour, like not the same tour, but on tennis tour, professional tennis tour. So I mean, listen, good for Yannick, and good for Colin. Like, good for them. If they're enjoying it, that's all that matters to me. I don't have an opinion. Like I should not have an opinion because I do not know them. That's kind of my whole thing. According to some Twitter guy, Sinner dated Andreescu not that long ago. Well, he was with a model of some kind. Just want to know what's your take. I'm not getting that couple. Cizidoza feels more genuine than that. I don't know. I'm not going to speak on it. Cizidoza was weird to me. That's all. But they seemed happy. I mean, if they're happy, they're happy. And same thing for Cizidoza. All these couples, if they're happy, they're happy. And Colin Sky seems great. And whatever. I don't know. I don't have an opinion. I have no opinion. Okay? Fight me. Unpopular opinion. I have no opinion. 15 love. Got me riled up about not having an opinion. All right, 15 love here for Wielch, serving from the outside. Backhand of Gael, forehand of Wielch, forehand of Gael, forehand of Wielch. That's in the net. 30 love, or sorry, 15 all. Hey, what's up, Max? How's it going? How's it going? Good to have you in here. I didn't say she's bad, just saying it's weird. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I mean, what do you find weird about it? I don't see that much weirdness in it, but there are too many good matches today, man. Tomorrow there are no real good matches. To be honest, with all due respect to everyone playing tomorrow, I can't find a single good match. Yeah, I thought tomorrow was more of a dull day than the first couple of days. Yesterday was awesome. Today was great as well, especially with Rafa. I agree. For me, I'm not as excited, just as a fan, for tomorrow. There are going to be a lot of great players out, but I mean, I'd agree for myself. Back and cross court, the back end of Monfils, back end of Wielch, the back end of Gael, back end of Wielch, the forehand of Gael, the back end of Wielch, forehand Gael, inside out to the back end of Wielch, forehand of Gael, drop shot. That's too good. That drop shot now has come in handy a couple of times. The look in Monfils' eye. I mean, Monfils is just that kind of. I don't even know if I have the brain to articulate this, but he's not expending 100% of his energy. He's kind of just on that kind of line where he's doing just enough. And that's smart at, 37, almost 38. He knows he went long with Baez last year. And he knows what Seyboth Wielch has to offer. He knows he beat Medvedev last year. It just feels like Monfils is doing just enough, riding that wave of just enough to get through it. He's not putting in his 100% force and energy. He's doing like just enough, if that makes sense. And it does. Like, he's not doing 100% of his physicality, So I think 2 break points here. Forehand inside out to back end of Gael. Cross court, back end of Wielch. That goes out. 4-2 Monfils. Let's go. Gael pick it up. He's up 4-2 in this third. As it shows the quote on the side of the stadium, which says, I believe it says, "Victory belongs to the tenacious." That's true. Back in the net from Gael. We got love 15. I mean, what do you need to go through in life to decide to date Kyrgios, then break up from him and date Yannick Sinner? Their personality feels like oil and water. I mean, they're just different, I don't know. Also, we don't know how Yannick acts outside of the media sphere, so it's kind of hard to say. I don't know. I mean, I could see a scenario like that happening. Just but I also just don't know their personality. So, I mean, it's fine if y'all want to talk about that stuff. That's cool, but I'm not that involved or interested, to be frankly honest. Like I didn't even flinch when Tisadoza broke up. Um, I don't know. It's not the most important thing to me. I do find it moderately interesting that Sinner and Colin Sky are dating, though. But I don't see anything weird about it. It kind of makes sense to me. Backhand cross court, the forehand of Gael, forehand of Wielch, the forehand of Gael. That goes out from Wielch, so we're at 40-15. The fan gossip. Yeah, no, that's fair. Anthony at 2-0. Feels like Monfils throwing. Ethnic curse is real. I guess. Listen, if I'm cursing Monfils to win, I'm fine with it. What did Monfils just do? He missed it, but I'm glad Monfils did whatever the hell he just did. That's all I got to say on that. 40-30. Just did this 360 shot. Never seen that in my life. That was so fluid. He deserved to win that point just for trying that. The Gael to try a 360 jumping shot that lands 2 feet out. Forehand, Wielch, slice. Backhand slice, Monfils. That's in the net from Wielch. 5-2. 5-2. Come on. Come on. Come on. The game away from taking this third. Best description about Monfils is he is the kind of player who will be really missed on tour. And he is irreplaceable. Best description about Monfils. He's the kind of player who will be really missed on tour. And he is irreplaceable. I don't think you can say that for anyone except for big three, maybe 2-3 players. Yeah, irreplaceable is a good word because he brings something that just very few do. The fact he said, "I'm not sharing my private life than sharing his private data life." No, I mean that's true. That's a fair point. Kind of thought similar stuff, but I'm just jealous because my relationship doesn't get that hype. That's fair too. That's fair. No, it's something to talk about. It's something to talk about. I think it's cool. I like both of them, so it works. It works. But that was a famous or infamous situation, Colin Sky and Kyrgios. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see what their success rates are like on the court. Now that they're together. 5-2 here. Monfils. Wielch is serving. Wielch forehand to the forehand of Monfils. Forehand of Wielch. That goes out. Left 15. I'd love to see Monfils go up 2-1. Can Monfils do it? Yeah, I probably will take a break from streaming tomorrow. We're planning to record the Tennis 360 podcast tomorrow. I'll probably take a break from streaming tomorrow for that Tennis 360 podcast. And then day after I'll return, which sounds great to me because I also think that tomorrow I wasn't as excited when I looked at the matches happening. I mean, Demon or Mickelson is kind of a sneaky one. I think that'll be good. And Pechi Pericard versus Goffin. I think Pericard is the favorite. Kazao Echeverry. I hope Kazao is healthy. If so, that could be interesting. I don't know. I mean, Evans is not going to beat Runa, despite Runa kind of being troubled. I'm not very interested in any of the men's matches, not to a huge extent. Then I'll look at the WTA matches. Look at the WTA matches tomorrow. And Kirstea Blinkova could be moderately interesting. Zhang versus Cornet. Cornet potentially playing in one of her last Grand Slams, maybe. Bolter Badoza could be pretty good. Erica Andreeva, Sabalenka, I'd like to see a little bit, but I mean, there's nothing there that's really catching my eye. So I agree. To me, tomorrow is more of a kind of shockingly dull day, in my opinion. After some very interesting days, but the day after, Swiatek Osaka, maybe Samsonova, Anisimova, Jabeur versus Osorio, Kenin Garcia, Vekic versus Kostyuk, although Vekic probably will have trouble. And that's just talking about the WTA. Going to the ATP, we got Altmaier, Tsitsipas, Shelton, Nishikori. We've got Kotov, Wawrinka, Morozov, Dimitrov, Gasquet, Sinner, Shapo versus whoever he plays. Alcaraz is in action. I mean, Tommy Paul's in action. Day after is going to be awesome, especially for the WTA, to be honest. But the ATP tomorrow, not as interested, personally, which is okay. Be a good day to catch a little bit of a breath, maybe occasionally turn on Roland Garros or turn on a lot if you're interested. Maybe catch a little bit of a break and then just kind of lock in for the next couple weeks for good, for nonstop Roland Garros stuff. Backhand after a lot of long 2-week masters and stuff. Backhand Monfils, cross court, backhand drop shot, sliced. Backhand Monfils gets to a forehand slice, forehand Monfils. Oh, what a fantastic volley. And that's harder than it looks. That's harder than it looks. There's only one man who did it. We're all watching. But if you are diving across the court that way, I mean, this looked like a winner. The athleticism to stay on your front foot and keep moving forward despite being pretty far away from the ball and hit just a clean winner. That takes talent. It takes fantastic athleticism. I mean, people in the crowd cheer in while Monfils is going to serve. Take some time here. 15 love. Serve. Out wide. Goes out. Serve number 2. Forehand Monfils. That's a great winner. Monfils picking up his level. And now he feels comfortable. Monfils trying to do what Medvedev couldn't do last year. What else is going on scores-wise? Medvedev first set over Kopfer. Fonini destroying Botic van de Zandschulp. How did I only just see this? Jesus. But, I mean, Fonini is at 6-1, 6-1, almost 5-2 over Botic. Let's go Fonini. Hell yeah. Chapo got the win. Mislik in 5 sets comeback over against Verdinen, as Maynor was pointing out in the chat earlier. Good stuff. Arnaldi took out Feast. I expected that could be the case. What's going on for the lady side? Bernardo Pera 6-2, 6-0 over Habino. Leylah Fernandez, same score as well. I'd love to see Fernandez have a great result here. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Would she lose to like Trevisan, I think, in the quarterfinals here? Was it last year or the year before? I think it was the year before. Forehand big to the forehand of Wielch. Just drop shot. Wielch right behind the baseline. Forehand. Slice forehand Monfils. Wielch there at the volley, but guess what? You can't get there. Very low percentage move, and it doesn't end up paying off. Monfils trying to get ahead in the scoreline 6-2, 3-6, 6-3. At the end of the day, the set scores don't matter. You know, they literally don't, right? The only thing they matter for is how long it took you to get to the next round, how much it took out of you. But a set is a set no matter what. And Monfils gets set number 2 on his side as he leads 2-1. Gael takes the lead. Gael takes the lead. Oh, Tiafo. Yeah, Seyboth making some very poor errors. I fully agree. Wow, it feels like a big win for Tiafo could be a turning point. I hope so, Matthew. I really hope so. I worry that it might not be, but I mean, it's a good win. I mean, I don't know. He shouldn't have gone down in the first place, though. I don't really see it as a turning point for Tiafo yet. I hope he picks it up. I never expect it to be on clay anyway for it to be the place that he picks it up. I don't want to be cynical, but I'm still gonna wait and make big predictions for Tiafo for a big turnaround. Boone Seyboth versus Stevens looks good. Yeah, for sure. Day four is just crazy. The WTA matches you just mentioned, some from ATP. Yeah, day four is insane. Swiatek Osaka, sign me up. I mean, on clay, Swiatek's the favorite, but wouldn't that be crazy? That would be a. I just can imagine the articles and headlines if Osaka can do anything versus Iga. Um, I mean, Osaka is a great player, and she's been doing pretty well on clay. But I mean, he could be the favorite. Besides Cornet and Saba, I don't think any match worth my watch. I'll just get ready. Yeah, hopefully I'm looking better now. I do like this new layout for the QualityShot tennis thing. It looks great. I love the whole thing that we have now. Um, Faison does a good job at kind of setting these up. But I like the layout with kind of the blue lines around where I'm streaming from. It looks cool. Wheelch definitely gifting too many shots there for Monfils towards the latter stage of that set. Where I mean, hour and 53 minutes, 3 sets is very very quick, pretty quick. Is the stats so far? I mean, Monfils just a little bit better, and this is the big one. 27 winners, 25 errors, 25 winners, 30 errors for Wheelch is arguably the big stat. Forehand, cross court, forehand Monfils. Back in Wheelch. That goes out. Love 30. Already a quick start for the Frenchman. Also, you have to say it's now or never, right? I mean, we can talk about Gael retirements or anything, but I'll just be honest. This is my feeling. It's now or never. I could always be wrong, but if what I mean by that, it's now or never for. It sounded very cryptic. I'll say what I mean. It's now or never for Gael to have a really big win and run at Roland Garros. It feels like now or never. Like at least now it's still like a little bit imaginable. Similar to Indian Wells. Monfils got to like the quarterfinals playing ridiculously well. He like almost double bageled Herkoch, which was ridiculous. And it felt like maybe Monfils will even win this Masters. Like, and we were thinking like, how many more times are we going to say that? It's unlikely, and I definitely not banking on it. But I will say, if it is to happen, and not just at Roland Garros, at any slam, I'll just go ahead and say that for myself. I'd say it's now or never at this slam. I'd be confident to say that because Monfils' best surface is clay. Maybe indoor hard courts as well, but there's no slam on indoor hard courts. It is unfortunate his draw is what it is because if he didn't have Djokovic in his path, I mean he can play so well at this tournament and he's playing pretty well in this match. I can imagine a route where he gets to like the quarterfinals. Maybe even beats another top player, but I just Novak is so tough for him. But we'll see. The great forehand swing volley from Wheelch as he gets to 30-40. Forehand Monfils, the forehand of Wheelch, inside out, back in Monfils. That's in the ground. We've got deuce here. Sir from Wielch. Big moments here for Wielch starting off the set. Stay in it. Forehand, inside out, the back and the Wielch. Cross court playing a little bit higher percentage, a little bit more solid. Forehand, a lot of height over the net. Forehand, back of Monfils, back to the forehand of Wielch. Forehand cross court. Monfils is very good. Wielch fully slides into that shot with a slice. Like he misses it. Great angle there from Monfils. Found the opening in the court. And he took it. Back to deuce. Backhand from way behind the court. Drop shot. It's going to be too good. Advantage 2. Seyboth Wielch. All right. Wielch holds, which is great for this match if we want to keep it close. Stevens could be great, but I don't think Eurosport will cover him. Yeah, dang. I feel like you need to also realize Iga 3 slams, Osaka 4 slams. Both quite young still. Well, no, I mean, the Iga has 4 slams as well, because don't forget the U.S. Open as well. So they both are at 4 slams. Iga won't have to move out of second gear to beat Osaka or Archie. It would be definitely more interesting because that Wimbledon or U.S. Open. Yeah, that's fair. Honestly, I agree. I agree, but I want to be excited for the matchup anyway. I'm still excited to see it. Today was an absolute mad day for me. My countryman, Nadal versus Kyrene, which is huge for me, Rafa, then Monfils. Yeah, hell yeah. No, it's fun. Yeah, some of the faves. That's awesome. Yeah, and you got Novak as well. Coming I guess tomorrow. Does Djokovic play tomorrow? Yeah, he plays against Herbert tomorrow. But that should be a pretty simple match, I would think. Although I guess, I mean, Herbert has been top 40 in the world, and he's had some good matches against top players, but I just don't expect him to. I mean, when's the last? I mean, has he been playing matches? Like, I just haven't seen his name very much, you know? Herbert tennis. Played in Lyon. Let me see. Let me see. He played in Lyon. 30 love Monfils, by the way. Herbert. Yeah, he lost to, I haven't even heard of this guy. I mean, no offense to this guy, but qualifying of Lyon, which is a 250. So his ranking must be way down. In fact, he probably got a wild card into the qualifying. He played against Barranco Cozano. Bordeaux, he lost to Taro Daniel, is a great player, to be fair. Beat a couple players there. Lost to Kuzmanov in the tournament before that. Yeah, I don't know. He's losing to players I haven't even particularly heard of, so Djokovic should have a pretty simple first round. I mean, Seyboth Wielch just feels like he doesn't know what to do out there right now. Just kind of knelt over for a good couple minutes. Not a couple minutes, but a good 10 seconds there, and was unsure what to do. 40 love. I point to a guy in the crowd who looks just like Nicolas Mahut, but I do not think it's him. Serve here, Gael. Backhand of Monfils is very good. 1-1. 1 game apiece. It's hard to against players he doesn't need to raise his level against. I don't know. I mean, but I guess, but I'm just remembering countless matches back in the day before 2018, pre 2018, where he would just, I mean, he would just slam the doors on folks. Like he would just absolutely slam the door on folks who just have nothing. Like I remember a match against Carlos Berloc where he was up 6-0, 6-0, 2-0. Remember a match against Paulo Lorenzi where he won 2 bagels. So back in the day, I think he was a little bit more unforgiving, a little bit more ruthless, a little bit more killer on the court when he was playing against lower ranked. But yeah, now I agree. Now I agree. He can drop sets just at random. But I also think like Herbert, if this guy's losing to guys who are probably outside the top 200, Herbert, because I haven't heard of them, then it's probably going to be a match that Djokovic will quite enjoy to start off his Roland Garros campaign. When Djokovic comes to a slam, don't doubt him. I want to talk about that, by the way, actually. Djokovic's slam results and his chances here, because that seems like an interesting topic to discuss. Forehand of Wheels, forehand of Monfils. I've got to take a nap after this. For sure, I'm very tired. Backhand, the forehand of Monfils in the net. All right, 30-15 for Wheels, who's trying to do something in this 4th set. But I appreciate everybody who joined in, watching some tennis along with me. Join in for the ride, Roland Garros, and then guess what? We got Roland Garros again. Hey, guess what? Roland Garros 2. We got another one. Roland Garros number 2. Olympics happening later on, so we'll be covering that as well. Very excited. Forehand cross court, forehand to Monfils, forehand to Wielch. The back into Monfils, forehand to Wielch again, cross court. Forehand to Monfils, back into Wielch. Back into Monfils, cross court, back into Wielch. Back into Monfils, back into Wielch. Going back and forehand now, Monfils, the forehand to Wielch. Back into Monfils, back and cross court, the back into Monfils, cross court, that goes out. $40-15. What a backhand by Monfils. Yeah, true. He's hit some great winners. Forehand up high, backhand Monfils, cross court, backhand Wielch gets it somehow. Show Monfils like defense. Monfils with the forehand winner, though. Man, I love tennis. I love Roland Garros. There's something different about Roland Garros. Roland Garros and Wimbledon, those tournaments stand out among all the tournaments of tennis. They really do. They really, really do. Historic tournaments of the sport. Gael Monfils and Thiago Seyboth Wielch trying to put their names in history because they do have a chance at the title. Everybody in the draw does. At least trying to win this match first because that's hella unlikely. Title is hella unlikely, but when you play on the score, you play for history. And everybody in the draw starts out with an equal playing field, with an equal chance of winning. Everybody starts out the same way. And they're both playing for history, playing out this historic tournament. But it's Monfils who would be very excited to at least reach the 3rd round. And same thing for Seyboth Wielch. He had a great win here. Both of them had a great first round victories here last year against a comeback against Baez and an upset against Medvedev. All right, I'll be right back in a moment. Don't go anywhere. Or do, but come back. Go, but then come back. Hey guys, what's up? Sorry about that. A small technical difficulty. Should be back here now. We're still at 2-2 in the fourth set, but apologies for that. Back at it now. Don't know what it is with the technical difficulties, but here we go. Two 15 left here for Wilch. Net. Monfils returning. Just barely was able to scrape through Wilch in the third set, as Wilch had a very strong start, continuing off form in the second set. 30 love Wilch. It's been a roller coaster. I mean, Monfils was by far the better player in the first set. Wilch was arguably by far the better player in the second set. And that can, like I said, Monfils had a bit of a comeback in the third set. Not a comeback, but I mean, technically. He was down 2-0, and it looked like Wilch had chances to make that an even bigger lead, and Monfils fought well, stayed in, kept his head up high, started playing well. And now we're in the fourth set, and we'll see what Wilch can do. He's hit some great shots throughout the match, but they've also come with errors. That's another great shot. Awesome on defense, though. Really rivaling Wilch's aggression very well with his defense. Backing down the line, forehand is a great get again from Monfils. Back and cross court, back in Monfils, the forehand volley. Back in Monfils for a pass, back in volley. Forehand Monfils has some great net coverage from Wilch. Doing an impression of Boris Becker at Wimbledon on a clay court. Covering that net well. Maybe not quite Boris Becker, but covering the net quite well. Now 40 love here. Explain why you like Joker and Iga. They have such different styles. I don't know. They remind me of each other a bit. Their incredible athletic abilities and their stretch winners is very eye-catching for me. Yeah, I agree. And also, I just think they're not like, I don't know. They're very impressive if you play tennis, just to watch what they can do to be, just to play almost perfect tennis. And perfect tennis doesn't mean low percentage, crazy trick shots. Like, it just means like just to be so good at turning defense to offense and just being able to stay on the front foot and the big steps you take, going towards the when you run towards the tram lines, and then being able to take the small steps towards the center of the court and being able to slide and almost be elastic to just be a little bit better in every single department than your opponents and keep improving, and just all of these things that are so difficult to do if you play tennis that maybe aren't always the most flashy, but it's a lot of fun to watch, to see them at their best, because it's impressive. And when you watch an impressive athlete, you just have to marvel at it. And I've enjoyed watching both of them quite a bit as well. Ghost, I'm pro nap. Yeah. I'm pro nap right now. I still think Zverev and Nole are the most likely winners of RG unless Carlos is fit enough to last the whole tournament. Yeah, that's definitely fair. I'd probably say you're correct, except I do think Carlos is fit enough. So that's kind of my thing. That was a quick nap, Anthony. Yeah, I had to take like a 1 minute nap. Hey, what's up, MJ? Who's doing Novak tomorrow? Is he playing early? No, Djokovic is playing the latest match on. I'm almost sure of that. Yeah, Djokovic is taking the latest match on Chatrier, just like this Monfils match. And I'm not sure who's doing it, but I won't be doing it. I'll be doing the podcast, the Tennis 360 podcast. I'll be filming that. I need a break from streaming a little bit. But I'm sure somebody will cover it. Not sure exactly who yet, though. MJ. Glad for you to be joining in, though. Okay, here we go. 3-2 Wilch. 2 hours and 12 minutes of play. 2-3 in the fourth set. It's been a very strange match. I mean, not a very strange match, but it's just been like I don't know. It's not been the prettiest, kind of cleanest match. It's been very, very anti-rhythm. Very anti-rhythmic match. Forehand cross court, forehand Monfils down the line. What a shot. Back and lob. Too much pace from Monfils. Sometimes that's all it takes. 15 love. Backhand drop shot, forehand down the line. Good shot. Forehand chip, backhand slice. Oh, hits the hip, goes over. Backhand Monfils. Wielch fully sliding for that shot. I mean, Wielch is fun to watch. I mean, to be honest, like this guy's a shot maker. He goes for it. Dude's an impressive athlete. That was a great shot from Monfils. He could have just went for like a simple one-handed shot. Monfils showing some respect for Wielch too for the effort. But Monfils could have just went for a one-handed shot. He goes over the shot with the two hands. Forehand chip, forehand Monfils, the forehand Wielch. Forehand Monfils goes over. It's a good shot. Monfils trying to hold here to get to 3-3. Forehand cross court, forehand Monfils. Flicks it, forehand big from Wielch. Just kind of unloads, but he unloads right into the net off the forehand. 3-3. I took a nap too. LOL. I wish I could right now, but it's all good. It's too damn warm. I'm melting. Dang. One of those naps you don't want to wake up and then just becomes asleep. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Fans running in every room. Yeah, it's tough to sleep when it's way too hot. The Bedoza play. No, she plays tomorrow? Day after? I think day after. But that's a really interesting match. I knew they would get back together, lol. Yeah, I had the same feeling. I had the same feeling. They seem to be really into each other when they were together. I was just like, yeah, they're chaotic. They're gonna be that couple, I think. That's the only thing I'll say in terms of that. In terms of relationship stuff. I think they're gonna be that couple. Alright, we got 15 love here. Serve coming from the Brazilian. Backhand, the forehand a Wielch. Great shot down the line. 30 love. Great shot down the line. I think Monfils and Svitolina broke up too for a little. I didn't remember hearing that, but it's definitely possible. What's up, Lexi? Good to have you in here. Hello, hello. Why Tennis Channel's not showing the match? I don't know. It's annoying. It's annoying. You gotta show Gael. While he's still around playing the French. Back and slice. It's on the ground. 30-15. For me, the best thing about Iga knows their incredible defense was the best on tour sliding. I agree. Center is quite good at sliding now, too. And Menzik, who's coming up, seems like he's going to be one of the best as well. What's Tsitsipas and Bedoza are back together? Yes. Where are you watching it? Yeah, it's tough to find. Peacock has it in the U.S. Forehand cross score is very good. 40-15. 40-15. Forehand is very good for Monfils. 40-30. Forehand inside out, backhand of Wielch, the forehand of Monfils. Backhand Wielch. Forehand of Gael, backhand Wielch. Forehand of Monfils. Get to the backhand Wielch. The big point for Wielch. It's kind of very awkward there down the middle of the court. Deciding between a backhand and a forehand. Now we're in a backhand to backhand. That's in the net. And it just feels like Gael is a little bit too good. And also, I will be honest, it does feel to me what I said earlier is that Gael has like 2 or 3% left that he's just not showing. That if he absolutely needs to, he can bring that out. But right now, it just feels like he's walking a tightrope walk. Feels like he's walking a tightrope walk, and it just feels like he's doing just enough to not fall off the rope. Backhand slide, forehand a Wielch. Is that in or out? It's very close. Now looked out right away. Monfils says it's out, so I almost believe it's out because Monfils looks so confident. What is this GoPro? why is the umpire a GoPro? I've seen this a couple times. Why is the umpire a GoPro? It looks so awkward. Why are we making tennis so goofy? Nobody is gonna respect tennis if we just have the umpire as a GoPro. It's gonna make people like, oh, is this why tennis is exciting? Like, what is the point of the GoPro umpire? To get a better look at the line call? Like, it makes no sense. We're not even getting a better look at the line call. It's just blurry. Very similar shot from Wielch. It's very close. Monfils kind of thought it might have a chance of being out. Wielch just turned around, completely confident he made it, but it was close. Maybe it was in. It probably was in. Why are they GoProing the umpire? It looks goofy. Like, you do GoPro when you're doing something like crazy and exciting. It doesn't help at all. It's so weird. Reminds me of the Challengers movie. Forehand, volley. Backhand cross court is too good. Wielch hits the net with his racket. Gael asking for the crowd. He'll get it. He will get it. You know anything for sure is that Gael will get it at this moment as well. He wants to finish this off right here. Gael, I mean, listen, tennis might be an individual sport, and it should be that way in terms of coaching and strategy, in my opinion. But either way, or you know, I like the individual aspect of tennis, no matter what, where you stand on the coaching aspect of it, whether we can control that and whether it's needed. But I will say it takes a whole team behind you. Monfils this whole match has been getting energy from his box with Svitolina and the rest of his box. Wielch still not going down the tee when Monfils is tempting him to. That's in the net. It's a bad return miss from Monfils. Very, very bad. He knows it. He knows it. Very poor. And so strange. Monfils is literally like in the tram lines, like in the doubles alley, just basically to return the serve. Wielch tries to hold down the tee open. Very weird. I mean, Zverev would have hit about 10 second serve aces by now. Probably like 10 double faults as well. But so a shot into the net. Monfils, what I say about 2 or 3% left. He might just put that all into this point. I think he will. If he has 100% in him, he's putting all of that into this point. This next one right here. Set number 4, by the way, Seyboth Wielch 0 for 0 on breakpoints 1. Monfils is 0 for 6. Wielch already ready to serve, but I guess he's got to wait for the crowd to call him. Serve from Wielch. Out wide, back into Monfils. Forehand Wielch. Inside out, back into Monfils. Forehand Wielch, back into Monfils. Defending way behind the court. Forehand Wielch. Forehand Monfils still defending. Forehand cross court. Hits the tape. Goes out. Gael finds a way through. Too many errors from Wielch, to be fair. But Gael playing well. 4-3. 4-3, 4-3. Lexi, my favorite Norwegian. Hell yeah. Isn't Peacock not free? I refuse more money for any channels. I think they give you a free 30-day trial after you pay. No, yeah. Yeah, it is more money, so it's probably just not. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth it or not. I'm tired, honestly. I'm tired, but I'm happy. I'm grateful to be streaming with all y'all watching. So, thanks for that. And yeah, how are you doing? I'm tired though. If you can't tell, it's like France versus Brazil in the '98 World Cup final. France in full control. Yeah, yeah. France just knows what it's doing, right? They're walking it perfectly right to the win. March they split. Italy and Monfils April 9th they announce engagement. Okay, wow. Huh. That's crazy actually. Wow. Winter jackets and blankets. Paris really must be rather cold. I mean, Medvedev came out wearing pants and a long sleeve. So, how many slams do you think Iga can think if you have to think? How many she can win in her career? It's a great question. How many she can win? It's very hard to say. I was very reserved in terms of my predictions early on. I'm a little bit less reserved now, but I'm still not going to go extravagant with it. She's rather struggled a little bit at slams outside of Roland Garros, at least in the last 5. I would say at least in the last 5, she's struggled in that way, in my opinion. And not just in terms of winning titles, but even going deep. Roland Garros, she's still an absolute killer. I'll think about it. Forehand, inside out, the backhand of Wielch, forehand of Monfils. Inside out, the backhand of Wielch again, down the line, forehand of Monfils. Forehand of Wielch. Forehand of Monfils again, backhand of Wielch. Backhand of Monfils. Forehand of Wielch. Forehand of Monfils, cross court, forehand of Wielch. That's in the net. 15 love for Monfils. Has been a great match from Gael. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. By the way, Wawrinka played fantastic the other day. Guy's 39. He said, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Rafa today at times looked like a top 5 player, top 10. Top 5, I would say, honestly. Rafa at the French and the way he played today at times. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, top 5 consistently would be a stretch, but top 10, top 15 for sure. That goes out again from Wielch. Too many errors. 30 love. So these guys are not going anywhere anytime soon. How many slams Iga will win? I'll be reserved with my guess. It could be 20 plus. It could be 25 plus. Who knows? She could get the record. Nothing is impossible at this point. She is absolutely generational at 22 years old. But I'm going to be reserved with my guess. Still guess a lot. I'd say like 12 or 13, maybe. Seems about right to me. That's my prediction. Maybe 14, but 12 or 13, I would say. That goes out. So 40 love. I think Iga so far has done a little bit better at Masters than she has at general slams. I would say that. Just a little bit better. First serve points won in the set, by the way, 88% for Gael as he gets to 40 love. It's a great serve down the tee. Squash shot, too much pace on it, too much power. 5-3. 1 game away. 1 game away is Gael from the finish line to get to the second round. Trying to get to the second round for the second year in a row. But last year, of course, after he beat Baez, he was just coming back. After he beat Sebastian Baez, he had to retire against Runa because he was struggling a lot physically, even in that match, obviously. So hopefully this year against Musetti, he really gives himself a chance. I looked it up earlier. If Djokovic and Monfils do play in the third round, it would be the first time in 18 years, which is ridiculous. That 18 years apart, they would have played at Roland Garros. And not a single time between that as well. Forehand cross court, forehand to Monfils. Goes back cross court. He had it down the line open, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't seem to matter anyway. Being an umpire in a Monaco match must be thrilling. Yeah, you never know where you're going to get, huh? I think Iga will top at 10. That's fair. Mostly Frenches. That's definitely a fair bet. Maybe 12 for Iga if no one can figure her out. Yeah, I say that's a good guess. I say 12. Coco 4. I'll give Goff 6. I don't know how, but he just seems like a slam champion to me. I think she's a hell of a player. Maybe 6 is overdoing it. I don't know. I'm also very tired. My brain's not thinking straight. I haven't really thought myself a full final conclusion of how many slams Goff could win. It could be 1. She could end with 1. It could be 2. It could be 3. I don't discount those either. I don't know. I'll give predictions when I'm thinking more straight. But I do like Goff a lot. And I think she can win a lot of slams. Backhand, cross court, the backhand of Wielch, backhand Monfils, forehand of Wielch, forehand Monfils, forehand Wielch, cross court, forehand Monfils, forehand of Wielch, forehand Wielch again down the line. Monfils defending amazingly, but that's too good from Wielch. Wielch showing why he's still a danger to a lot of players. Monfils with his hands on his knees. I mean, he's got to have his physical together if he really does want to run or a big win here. But anyway, this is a good win by itself. Just good to have Monfils still around. Forehand, inside out, back in Monfils. That goes out. 40-15. Actually, I have no plans to watch because I just got home, but I'm glad I did. Earlier it was quick with David. The phase on it lasted longer until the last set. Nice. Yeah, that was fun. Watching the Nadal match. I didn't really join in much for the stream, but it was fun to watch that one. My eyes were just glued to the match for the most part. I joined into cams briefly as well for that, and briefly to Faison's, but I was mostly watching the match. But yeah, Faison seemed like it was a good stream earlier. He's going to say exactly the same around 1450. I'd be really happy with that. Yeah, I'd say more like 12 for me, but yeah, I think she can get a lot. The Badoza at Sits will have it sounded weird what I just said. The Badoza at Sitsiphos will have blonde babies, yeah, maybe. Don't forget Kostic, Collins, Mean Girls V2 should be well represented, yeah. I see them off fees can still win matches, yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, he's doing well, Max. Somebody was just listening to audio and heard what I accidentally just said, then bad. Will Iga win more than 10 or more French Open titles? I say yes. I don't think so. I don't know. She has 4 now. I don't think she'll win 10 or more. What does she have now? 3? I'll say I don't think she's gonna win that many more. I'll say that Iga ends up with 8, which is still a lot. Like 8 is a lot. She started off extremely strong. I say she ends with 8 Roland Garros titles, which would give her to 5 more that way. That leads her to 9. And I'll say she wins maybe I don't know. No, I'll say she ends with 9 Roland Garros titles. That sounds good. 9 is good. She ends with 9 Roland Garros titles, 1 U.S. Open. That's 10. And then, yeah, I'll say she wins 2 other hardcourt majors. That sounds about right to me. All right, Monfils serving for the match at 5-4. 1 game away. I think Monfils epics a match made in heaven. Oh yeah, phase on. Yeah, I love watching Monfils match. No, it was sad because the last Monfils match was against Fucsovic and I think Estoril. And Monfils had multiple match points and blew it, so it'd be good to see another Monfils win. Great serve out wide. Which mean girl do you think Kostic and Collins would be? Regina, Karen, or Gretchen? Collins is so Regina. All right, here we go. Monfils serving for at 30 love. Two points away. Gael sits at 2 points away. Backhand goes behind. Wielch, who somehow gets it still. Wielch defending with a lob. Smash. Monfils, he made it or missed it? He made it. Okay. Did he make it? No, he missed it. 30-15. I think some of the crowd thinks he made it, but he missed it. Good defense from Wielch. Stayed alive. 30-15. If the score is right. I believe he did miss that smash. Serve out wide is very good. One more. Crowd asking, Monfils asking for the crowd to get up. Love it. One more point. Monfils is through to the second round. 30-15. Here we go. Monfils with the serve to get another win in France. Out wide serve. Squash shot. Jumping smash. Gael Monfils jumps into the second round with a big roar. Love the passion he has for this sport. He's not going away anytime soon. World number 37. He's through to the second round. He'll take on Lorenzo Musetti. I mean, I don't understand what this umpire GoPro stuff is. This is so awkward. What is this umpire GoPro stuff? Monfils doing a bit of a dance as well. Monfils the entertainer. Wow. The passion after winning a first round match. Jesus. It took a lot. I mean, listen, say about the Wielch beat Medvedev last year. Listen. Wow. Monfils looks like he never wants to retire. He lives for this. Crazy passion, trying to just letting that all out. Would love to see him continue that on for the rest of the tournament. It looked like he never expended all of his energy. I kept saying that throughout the match. He did just enough. It's good that he finished it off in 4 sets against a tough opponent. I mean, this guy has to be one of the toughest unseeded opponents. Too many errors on his part today, but second serve wasn't there for the first set. Too many errors overall. But, you know, gave Monfils too many break chances. Didn't do well enough on his return of serve. He should have done better on his serve. I think particularly the second serve. Monfils kept toying around with the strategy of just running around, hitting his forehand. Seyboth Wielch couldn't get away from Gael going the other way. Monfils still so fast. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to head out. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Lexi. Thanks, Anthony and Fancy, when I see you. All right, see you later, Lexi. See you, Zary. Don't forget to like and sub. It's free. It's free. We don't charge. But yeah, it would be appreciated. But I appreciate everybody tuning in. 62366364 for Gael Monfils. He gets through. I'll see you guys at the next stream. Gael Monfils, the Magic Man, reigns supreme in France. He's through to take on Musetti. That's going to be a good one in the second round.